Hey guys, welcome
Welcome.
to even our buddy Mason Loop Taco Bell Mukbang edition.
Mukbang edition.
Woo, we're cultured around here, baby. Not only are we eating, what'd you say?
Where'd you put your drink?
Right here.
Uh-oh. My drink's right here. So.
For the people at home wondering, I got a cheesy double beef burrito combo. Logan got a chicken chalupa cravings box. I paid for both.
Yes. He did. I'm letting him pay for me because he's about to go to Colorado. So.
Sure, yeah.
Feel free. Anyone else who wants to buy me any food, feel free.
If you're going to Colorado.
If you're going to Colorado, or if you're staying in town, feel free to buy me food. That's all good. But Mason's not in town, and he's the only one watching this, so.
This is a very cultural episode because we're eating American fast food, but in the Hispanic style, and it's a mukbang, which is a more Asian style of eating. So we're really checking a lot of.
It's not an Asian style of eating. It's just filming while eating.
Did it not come from?
I don't think so.
Okay, that is
I
up
don't
for
know,
review.
though.
We're not sure about that.
We're not
sorry
sure
to
about
offend anybody. Oh, uncensored.
Fantastic.
This is great. So, a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
I got bamboozled.
You could say.
I'm flabbergasted. We can't take bites at the same time, I just realized.
Yeah, you go.
So, this is what happened, right? A few weeks ago, I get a text asking if I was interested in going on a blind date. I said yes. The blind date gets set up, and then I meet her today at a public venue thing. Lots of people there at church. I don't know why I said it like that. At a public venue thing. So we meet at my church, and then we're talking. Everything's fine. Like person that said this, I was like, "Yeah, so are you guys going to lunch?" She asked me that. And I was like, "Yeah, I think we'll do that." She wasn't there for that. A few moments later, I was talking to just her, and I go, "Hey, so do you want to grab lunch?" And she was like, "Actually, I can't." Right? And what you have to understand is, I was told it was a blind date, right? So I got 100%. I put all my chips in on, "Oh, we're going to get lunch after this," and then she just said no. And I'm furious because I just feel like I got iced. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong in the few minutes I had with her. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know if that's ever gonna happen now because I'm leaving Mason for Colorado. I don't get back until August, and then in August she moves to Houston, and I don't know if I'm excited to do an entire. It's like really, what's going on? Come on.
Definitely not ideal for sure because he was like, this is like weeks in advance. Like back in December, he's like, all right, January 21st, I have a blind date. I was like, that's already like weird to me because it's like scheduling. But I was like, okay, Christmas. She's probably home for Christmas, whatever. And then, leading up to it, all of the people that Carson has told about it, very well aware that this is a blind date. This is a scheduled blind date. And
because that's how it was described to me.
Right. And we get to church and it's like, oh, I see the girl and she's cute. And I'm like, oh, Carson, blind date. And he's like, yeah, let's go. And then later, like, I was like about to leave or something. And Carson was like, well, not happening anymore. And I was like, what? Dude, no. It was like fully took all of us by surprise, which was not ideal. But definitely funny. I mean, definitely funniest story. But, you are, I feel like a little preoccupied with not being able to live in the same region as her for the foreseeable future. So,
right.
Like, not just Colorado. Like, once you get back from Colorado, she's leaving.
Like, indefinitely, we just won't live near each other.
So it's like, it doesn't look too great right now, just practically. And, I think that's all right. But
so this is now my blind date. And I knew what he looked like, so it's just a date.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, I'm buying a meal for someone. So
hey, I took advantage. You know what I'm saying? Did you know Mason went on a little date yesterday?
Tell us about it. Oh, I did.
Well,
because Trey called him on it.
Yeah. I mean, Mason already knows this, but bro was asked out for community building.
He was asked that. Oh, I remember him telling me that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mason, someone asked out Mason, saying, hey, I'm trying to build my community. Would you like to go get coffee with me? Which, bro?
Not coffee. It's like
What
a
was it?
drink.
Oh, a
We
drink?
went to like his bar. Or
No, well,
bar.
build different
Not
community.
2 bars. I went to 2 bars.
But honestly, Mason just got asked out on a date. That's what it was.
Big bar.
And I feel like women need to ask people on dates more. I don't have that kind of confidence. I'll say yes. I promise.
Yeah, I promise. I will say yes. No, it's... I think, I don't necessarily think that they should ask out on dates, but, like, there's definitely, like, a level of, like, you can let someone know that you're interested. Because for me, I'm like, it's just hard for me to talk to people. I'm like, I don't know if you're interested at all, but I feel like women could be more clear, surely. But
also, what you could do is say that you're interested, and then when they ask you to lunch, say no. That's a great. You do that too.
That's true. You could take that approach, and it has been done recently. So
Apparently, there's no rules.
apparently, there's no rules. My hair's gonna look whack, by the way, because it keeps hitting my eye.
That's fine. We live in a society with structure, with accountability, and like all of this falls apart when you schedule a blind date and the person says no.
Literally, it was funny because you were like, dude, I just fell apart. I didn't know all my plans were out the window.
I did like everything I said after that is literally a blur in my head. And just so everyone knows watching, I don't actually care that much. Like, it wasn't that deep, But it's fun to dramatize. But I do remember, like, being so confident because I like, to me, it was like the whole reason we were in that situation talking was so that we would go get lunch afterwards and go on a date. Right?
Like, the whole reason she went to Faith?
Yeah, like, that's how it was described to me. Hey,
Right.
She's interested in trying our church, so we'll have you guys meet, and then maybe you can grab lunch after. Right. So then I said, like, hey, so did you want to go grab lunch? And she was like, actually, I can't today. And I was like, well, crap, I don't know what to say. So originally my plan was like, oh, we'll go to lunch. If it goes well, maybe I'll ask for her number, and then we can go from there, right? That seems like that was just my reasonable plan. But then everything fell apart because I was like, hey, you want to go lunch? She was like, no. And I was like, oh, well, like, what do I say? Because it seemed like, to me, what it initially felt like was in our 15 minutes of conversation, which I don't think this is actually, I think she probably had lunch plans. But in our 15 minutes of conversation, it seemed like maybe she just was like, oh, yeah, which is fine. She can decide she hates me. Fine. But I was like, crap, I already messed this up. And so then I was like, do I say, okay, also, this is, I think, important. She didn't provide a second date. You know what I mean? She didn't go, I can't today, but later this week I'm free.
Right.
I think that's the reasonable thing to do because I talked to the people setting us up and they were like, oh yeah, but she is interested. And so then it's like, hey, if you're interested in someone, right, just so you know, this is a tip for everybody. And they say, and obviously like not interested, but if you're interested in going on a date with them and they say, hey, are you free today for a date? And you say no, but you are interested, you should follow up with but I'm free later this week. I'll be more free next week. You know what I mean?
Did she do anything like maybe sometime soon or no?
No. Nothing at all.
That's not a good sign.
But then, because then the people talked to her afterwards and she said she was interested. So, that's why it's confusing me because all roads point to what? And then, yeah, so then I didn't ask her for her number because I was already like, okay, she basically just said she didn't want to go on a date with me and we've only known each other for 15 minutes and I thought we were going on a blind date and now we're not. So, we're not going on a date anymore. So sorry about my room, it's a little bit messy. We're not going on a date anymore.
Mason didn't care.
You're right. And then I was like, now what do I say? Hey, can I have your number? It's like, I would just have felt silly.
Yeah, I think you did the right thing because at that point, you didn't have intel that she was interested at all.
Everything was
just like
right
because your people they had left already.
They were still there, but they were talking to someone else. So they weren't nearby. And then I think what I just said was like, oh, well, it was nice meeting you. If that is something you're interested, let Jeremy and Myers know and maybe we can set that up. Which I thought had already happened.
Yeah.
But, so now I don't know. Maybe we'll get set up for a second blind date and then I'll get to say no, and then we can do a third one, and then we'll both say yes. I don't know.
And then we'll do a third one, and we'll meet in between because we won't even be living next to each other. Yeah, it's a silly situation for me because in my head, for you because for various reasons, like
Sam.
Well, because one, you're into someone a little bit, right? Which also doesn't regionally make sense right now. But
okay, cool.
No, it's just practical.
You're right.
Like,
you're right.
I'm not saying like whatever. But also like you're about to leave for like 6 months, and then once you get back, she's leaving. So it's like this whole thing doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
It doesn't
practically, and but it is it is pretty funny. Like the whole situation is pretty funny that she just said no.
It is funny. It's just a good bit to be like, yeah, I got set up on a blind date, met her, she said no. But yeah, so there's a myriad of reasons, and I'll tell people why I said yes, just to provide the others, like, because
the pros to my cons out of just
right. So first of all, yeah, there is someone that I'm very interested in, but again, but in the same way, it doesn't make a ton of sense right now. It's not something really I've thought about it a lot. It's just not something I'm comfortable acting on. That's really at the end of the day where it is, and despite how great I think she is, it's just not something I feel comfortable acting on right now. And so, I'm always open to the idea of, I think I don't want to be closed-minded and act like it's impossible for me to meet another person that I would be as interested in as the person I'm interested in right now. Especially if I have no plan of asking this current person on a date. It's like, well,
right. You're not like committed.
Yeah, don't get committed to this. What if I do this? That just seems silly to me. So that was like not really a factor because I was like, well, hey, what if I meet her and she's amazing and I really enjoy being around her? Well, then that factor goes away. And then as far as the me going to Colorado thing, at first, the reason I thought, okay, whatever, is because the way I was thinking of it is we'll go on one date. It'll be so casual, which I think is great. It's always nice when the date is not a big deal. You know what I mean? Because I hate like the stressful first dates. But I was like, okay, This is going to be great. It won't be stressful at all because she knows I'm going to Colorado. I know I'm going to Colorado. And so it'll just be, yeah, this was super fun. And now we know each other. Maybe when I get back, we'll see what happens, right? But then I find out that she's going to Houston today. Well, I think I knew that she was moving, but I didn't know when. I didn't know where. So just to find out, Houston right when I get back. Now it's definitely something where just to me it doesn't make a lot of sense because I really am not that excited about the idea of doing okay, it's one thing to have a long distance relationship happen. Like, okay, we are in a relationship and now it's going long distance. That's one thing. I think that whenever it's like your whole relationship is long distance, to me, that's another beast entirely. And not to say that that's something I would never do, but I would have to pray about it a lot more. And I'd have to consider the pros and cons a lot more than I have been considering them thus far.
That's definitely way different. Like, that's kind of always been my stance on long distance is like, if I know the person very well beforehand, like I already know their character, and we're either already in a relationship or like I know them well enough to where I could start one and not like have it be different, then I would be okay doing long distance if I already knew them, like for a temporary period of time.
Right.
But if you're just like fully don't know them at all, it's just I feel like it's just hard to get to know their character. Long distance. If you don't know them already, and so I don't know, but yeah, I think we agree on that.
Everything about it was just a little funky.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the end of the day. And I don't really know. Yeah, I remember it's funny because like when it first happened, hindsight 2020, it's not that big of a deal, and it really wasn't at the time either. But that might be the most socially confused I've ever been in my life.
Yes, join me, brother. Let's go.
Because normally I feel like, not even like, okay, like it would have been one thing, and let me tell you why. Because it wasn't that she said no. That didn't actually matter. It was that I thought, like, she had already, in my mind, she had actually already said yes.
Yeah.
Like, to me,
which is fair.
Saying, hey, want to grab lunch was the formality to, like, plan the lunch that we had both already agreed to. So then when she said no, everything I knew just went out the window. I was lost at sea. The sea being society and its norms. I didn't know what to do. It was awful. Never want to be in that situation again.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. I wish I'd been there whenever that happened to see, but
I don't even remember what I said because I just straight stuttered through the remainder. Because I think what I said was like, yeah, well, okay, let Germany and Myers know if you change your mind. Because basically what I felt like what I was trying to say was like, oh, well, if you change your mind, let me know. But it's like, yeah.
Right.
What?
It's just a weird situation that you weren't ready for.
Yeah, and that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, very unfortunate, bro.
Mason, you weren't. So we had Trey's birthday dinner last night, and we were sharing some stories, and I was telling them about I went to a store recently, and I walked into the store and I saw the guy at the counter, and I before I walked in expected him to say hi, welcome in, or like no, I expected him to say, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know why I assumed that, but I just in my head I locked in. I was like, okay, he's gonna ask me how I'm doing. And I'm gonna say I'm good. I know what I planned it. I had it down. So I'm walking up and I see him, kind of give him like a, and then he says, "Hi, welcome in." But the thing is, okay, this store has like an outside section, so we weren't actually inside yet. So that's why I didn't think he was gonna say welcome in. Then he drops the "Hi, welcome in," and I just like everything crossed over my brain, and I said, "How?" And so then I was like, "Oh, now I need to say I'm doing good," because he said, or no, what am I? No, okay. He said, hi, welcome in. And I was already preparing to say, I'm good, how are you? So then I said, how am I doing? I'm good. So I literally walked. He goes, hi, welcome in. I said, how am I doing? Doing good. That's what I said. And I walked by. And it was just the most... And then I, like, tried to play it off. So I, like, walked by and said, oh, hey, how much are these jackets? Because I was, like, trying to... I didn't tell you guys this at dinner.
No, you didn't.
But, like, so we had that encounter, and then I walked by, and then I turned around to go back to him, and I was like, so how much are these jackets? Because I was, like, going to try and act like I did know how to have a normal conversation. I wasn't that interested in the jackets, but... So that was unfortunate.
Dude. So funny, man. Just, like... It had us all dying, because I don't think I've ever expected you to be in that situation.
It's been happening today, more lately.
Too. Dude, yeah. It's been... You've been hanging out with me less and acting like me more.
Yeah. Oh. I used to be a social pariah.
Yeah, dude.
What does pariah mean?
Piranha? Same thing.
Social piranha.
Dude, I was talking to Mason about the last episode, and he was like, why didn't you guys just look up what recuse meant? Because we spent like 2 minutes talking about, like, is that a word? Surely.
Recuse?
Yeah, recuse.
What does it mean?
I don't know. Probably just like... I'm not going to look it up. But it's probably just like reaccused. But...
Pariah means something too, but I don't know what. I think pariah is actually a bad thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think if you're a social pariah, you're like a social outcast more. Mm. But I'm more of a social piranha, you know? I smell the socialness and I get in there and I know what to do. But lately I've been more of like a social blobfish or something. Maybe, I just... Yeah, it's been tough, man. Yeah, also, I have a new blog.
Oh, yeah,
I told Mason about it already. I sent him the first one because I thought he thought it would be funny. It's carsonafterdark.blogspot.com. The first one I posted was about the postal service. I was very upset with them. They still haven't delivered a package that I would like. And the second post was ranking 5 war crimes based on how much I would like them committed against me.
What?
Coming up soon is going to be reasons why I don't like Canada. And where was Abraham Lincoln when the towers fell? Those are my... I think there's a lot of content there.
Crazy blog. Dude, Mike's house is sick, dude.
Tell us about your new living situations.
So, I'm living with Mike now. I think I was whenever... I was about to move in when we last filmed this. So, I moved in now. All the roommates are back. So hyped because, okay, I hate to cook. I despise it. I don't like it. But I love to eat. You know? Classic.
I love to cook. You love to eat.
You know. And so, I was like, okay, I need to learn to cook this semester. I get some guys who know how. It's great. I don't think I'm gonna have to cook a single time because Mike loves to cook and Carson loves to cook, and Tyler's a little okay about cooking, and then Andrew is not super, whatever. But
So do you help pay for the groceries and they cook?
that's what I offered, but then Tyler was like, "Dude, they're gonna do it anyways, and I'm not gonna pay." And he's also moving out, so I think I might offer, just to make it more official, but
You should.
I do think I will, but like, just so clutch, dude.
That is huge. That's huge.
They're good cooks, and I don't have to cook anything, and they're just out there cooking. And I have some frozen stuff if like they're not cooking, but like this morning, Mike woke up and said, "Hey, I'm making breakfast. You want some?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Hype, dude!" And I was just like, "Praise the Lord, this is awesome."
Yeah, that's great.
And it's a fantastic living situation. I will say they are also trying to set me up with people that they know now, and I don't know how I feel about it because I'm celibate.
I'm not doing a blind date ever again, probably.
That's why now I'm like, I don't even think I ever want to.
Frick that.
Which they weren't trying to set me up on a blind date, but there's like someone that they were like, "Oh, we should go to Harry's," and I was like, I don't want to go to Harry's because Harry's is like a dancing.
It's a dance. All Mason knows.
Yeah, that's true. Mason knows, but I was just gonna, in case anyone else. It's just like a dancing area. That's a pretty good description because I've never been. So
it's a country two-step place.
Right, and I don't like dancing and I don't like country, and so I'm like, there's not really any reason.
Not a lot for Logan there.
Right. But I said that I would probably go once with them, just to satisfy their needs. But that's, you know.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's funny because they're like, "Oh, well, you found your wife," and I'm like, "What? I don't know who this is," and there's blind dates and blind like setting up is so weird to me because I'm like, I don't know who this is, and also they don't know me super well either. Is another thing that I'm like, you guys don't know.
How do you guys know me well enough to set me up on this date?
Right. Because like if it was like Kobe and Katie
or me
or you, like,
let me tell you what I would look for if I was setting you up on a date.
All right, I know what you're gonna say first.
Catholic.
No, not okay. That's
just kidding. Christian. Of Latino appearing origin. Let me tell you something, guys. Logan likes a nice darker olive skin tone.
I don't.
You ever seen J-Lo?
However, okay, here's the thing. Appearance is not 100%. Like
only 98%.
No, dude. Like, genuinely, I don't think that physical appearance is super important to me. Like, I feel like, but I want to be attracted to him.
Do you or do you not have a particular liking for?
Yeah, a little darker skin is a little bit more attractive, but it's not. I'm not like particular. Like, I'm not like
you just like I just like girls. What can I tell you?
I don't know what to tell you. I like girls.
But is it a girl? Okay.
But wait, okay. What else would you?
That's what I
was like. I don't think you have anything else.
I'd probably look for someone with a
similar humor.
I think that would be the big thing because I know for you humor is important. So probably if they could, like if I made a dry joke that wasn't that funny but they laughed at it, I'd be like, okay, this is good for Logan. If they listen to rap music, maybe because I know like Logan would appreciate that. But yeah. Also, Mason, call me when you get to this section or later on because I got to update you on this past weekend.
Oh yeah.
And kind of the general situation with, the lady.
Much better than the blind date situation, I'll tell you.
Much. Yeah, we had a good weekend. But as you all know, podcast doesn't get real anymore. We have to censor everything. I can't be authentic because the podcast got leaked to our friend group. And so now...
Nobody watches it, though.
I know. No one watches it. It's true. It's dumb because...
We did get another subscriber somehow. So we have 7. Shout out 7 subs. However...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Mason. It's one random person.
We should only have like 3 though, because me, you, Mason. But other people are watching this.
Hey guys, we appreciate you so much.
Kind of.
You suck. Get out of here.
Please.
You're the reason I can't talk about who I like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, how much? Do you have much more to say? Or are you thinking this might be good? I feel like we had a.
I mean, I don't like school. I don't really have much else to talk about that.
Great.
I mean, I don't think so. Just the Harris thing where they're really trying to get me to go.
Like, yeah, here's another thing. One thing you have to know about Logan, and the sooner you find out, the better. If you're trying to get him to do something, step one is to stop trying to get him to do it. You know, like,
True.
If you're like, dude, no, please go with us, it like activates his, oh wait, no, I can't ever do what other people want me to do.
Yeah.
Well, so you have to just be like, oh, how come you don't want to? You know, you have to ease him into convincing him.
Which I do think I'll probably go once, but I don't know, the whole like setting up thing is so silly to me.
Yeah, because me too now.
Because yeah, right, that right there. But I just particularly because they just don't know me super well. Like I'm almost like I don't
like them trying to set you up. Yeah, no, but everyone
Right.
wants to play like a little bit matchmaker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just humans.
What?
So that's just humans.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, well, guys, you know what? Thanks for watching. I can hear that my family is home, and I want to tell them what happened with the blind date because I think they'll think it's funny. So, Mason, thanks for watching. Give me a call so I can tell you about the weekend.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, Mason. And congratulations on your date.
Yeah, congrats on your date. I hope your community building goes well.